Truth Band here. So I was gonna go without videos today, but we got a lot of stuff. I'm looking at my topics that I want to cover, so we are gonna do the live tonight. And let me just tell y'all, man, my production will get better over time, but I don't know how to do all that stuff. Y'all gotta understand, everybody don't know how to do this stuff, man. Like, trust me, I know how to do stuff that other people on here don't know how to do. But I'm not gonna highlight what I know how to do and shoot down on other people because I know how to do it. You know what I mean? I think what we need to do is we need to bring all of our talents and abilities together and get the job done. Like, I think, and I'm uploading a video as we speak. There's some couple things that's hurting this content in this space. And I think one of them is I'm noticing some of these guys just want to be number one. You shouldn't care if you number one or not. You should care if you getting what you sought to get out of being on YouTube. Like, it shouldn't matter if you number one or not. That's what made Kevin. You never heard Kevin Samuel, or y'all tell me. I never heard him like trying to act like he was the top dog. Maybe I wasn't watching enough of his content, but I never heard him. Like, Kevin Samuels really didn't pay attention to other content creators. Like, he just focused on his content. You know? And people was trying to dog him, but they, over time, what you get good at will make room for you. Like, you ain't nobody, your haters ain't gonna be able to stop it. Like, I saw plenty video where people was just dogging him out. Like, with the one with the man in the bed. Like, everybody was talking about that. But we got to focus on this content, man. And some of y'all making too much money to be worried about whether or not you number one and what other people is doing. But nonetheless, I'm getting back to this content. I did a Smoke Series video where I didn't put nobody's name yet. But I did make a threat. You say my name. Talking about me, say my name, and I will be there. Like Michael Jackson, I'll be there. And trust me, a real roaster does already size you up, man. Already done size you up. I learned how to roast as a kid because we had decent money growing up. But my mother, I don't know why, but she just always was stuck on this thing where she would have, like, make us wear, like, bad clothes that nobody else was wearing. Like, I had these orange clown pants with lines going down, straight down. And this one kid that I grew up with, we'll just call MG, was a master heckler. Remember how Martin was with Airwack, how he ran in the back room when he bought the Airwack suit and took all his expensive clothes back? That's how I practically ran up that playground. I was like, when I came on the playground, I was looking around like trying to see where he was at. And he was right there and he just bust out laughing. I said, oh man, I gotta be at school with these. When I came home from school, we had these little storage closets in our room. Like, you just open the door and like it was storage. So I had an opening in mind. Man, I opened that thing, I put them pants under there. And every time my mother was like, where those orange pants at? I don't know. I hid them bad boy. But as a kid, I learned how to roast over situations like that. Because my attitude was, I ain't gonna let these people talk about me. So I start sizing people up. Like I'd be at school looking at how people dress, and how they look, and they try to rib. We called it ribbing when we was little. We didn't call it flaming, we called it ribbing. Then like towards the end of the 80s, 90s, people start calling it ranking. Like you'd be like, you ribbing? You trying to rib? And so I'd be sizing up everybody, man. I just was saying off the wall stuff. I had fights over ribbing. Even in high school, like in high school, I was trying to be cool. Like I wasn't bad like the bad kid I was in elementary and middle school. But there was this one dude, he always used to try to rib. And so we was ribbing practically every day. And like towards the end of the week, he was winning at first. But like towards the end of the week, like come Wednesday, then Thursday, I was eating him alive. We was getting in trouble. Everybody was up back there laughing. And the teacher was wondering what was going on. So come Friday, we fought because he got mad. He stood up to fight. Me and one of my guys stood up because my guy said he didn't know if he was coming after him or me. So we both stood up. And he pushed me, and I pushed him back, and we just got to fighting. Over ribbon. I'm cool with him now. We cool again. Like, we friends on Facebook and stuff, but that's why that happened. But what I want to talk about on this one is the fact. Let me see what my title is. The fact that guys in sexless marriages need to face. The fact that guys in sexless marriages need to face. The fact that they need to face is their wife has not lost sexual desire. She just lost sexual desire for you. So when a woman goes long periods of time, like for instance, in my situation, that's the number one reason why I'm getting divorced. Like, it's not the only reason, but it's the number one reason is this been going on a long time. And this ain't something that I dealt with previous women. I never dealt with anything like this. In fact, when I got married, I didn't expect anything like this to happen, or obviously I wouldn't have got married. But this is why we talk about marriage the way that we do. And I give Coach Greg Adams credit on the bait and switch, because that's a good coin term for it, where you get baited in by her kindness and her niceness, and you think that these women love you and all that, but you never really know what a woman's true motive is, especially in situations where you was just turning a blind eye to stuff that you wouldn't have took off of other women, talking to other dudes, being on the phone with other dudes, just all type of stuff. And so I tell you guys now to respect and honor those red flags that you see. You honor them by dumping these bras. Don't even let it get to this point, man, where you got kids and you gonna end up having to leave your kids, and how other stuff, like other factors, like you gotta work all the time and can't even see your kid. Like, it's a lot of stuff that y'all not thinking about, that your pastor ain't telling you, your grandparents, your parents, when it come to marriage. Like, people don't never want to bring up the negative stuff, but you have to. And the main negative thing is you be thinking you gonna be just getting flooded with sex, but hardly any married man do. Yeah, Nika, what's her name? Adina Howard, her husband did. But he got flooded with so much, he practically was getting tired of it. So she wasn't lying in a video talking about she a freak. She really was. Maybe that's why she was singing that song so hard. Because it was true. But the fact is that your wife, your girlfriend, her sexual desire is somewhere else. So either she's messing with somebody else or she does something. Like I'm going to give you a list of things. She could be, like, you never know what she's doing. She could be getting her jollies off, humping the bed, humping the pillow, playing the violin. You never know. You never know exactly what is getting it done for her, but she got desire, man. Because what to prove it is, the statistic they just had is women age 60 to 70 had a adultery rate of over 15%. So if your wife is in her 30s or 40s or even 50s, you already know that she has desire. She could be messing with one of her coworkers. She could be messing with somebody if she's in college. She could be messing with somebody in her college. She could be messing with a relative. These women crazy, man. She could be messing with her neighbor. I'm telling you. If she's not wanting to do it with you, even if she's doing it, if she never just wants to do it, like it's always you, it's always a hurry up thing, slide the pants off, rush through it, then somebody else is either hitting her, showing her something, making her do stuff to herself, or her imagination got her doing stuff to herself. But she ain't lost no desire. If she's not physically sick, she hasn't lost no desire. I'm telling you. So these women always talking this faithfulness stuff. But think of how many men are in sexless marriages. So let me get this straight. You want him not to get hardly any meaningful sex. And some of y'all, some women is to the point where they'll divorce you or they'll try to return the favor on you if you step out and get you some side, when they either not doing it at all or don't do it or don't want to do it or all three. But they'll still expect you. This is what I mean by a lot of these modern women are just too entitled. Like, I still be out here looking, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, man. And I like what I see sometimes. But like now it's like my wisdom is to the point where, yeah, I might conversate or look. But like, I'm to the point where I already know it's more to lose than the game with the modern woman. It's more to lose than the game. You know how I know? Because they not gonna let you game. When they got more than you, most of them ain't gonna deal with you. But they expect men to deal with them though. They expect rich men to want their little ragamuffin rags having self. They desire somewhere, man. You thinking it's you. And a lot of time, our bodies as men sometimes be knowing that stuff. Like it's something about off sexual energy that make some guys, they can't even get up. But I bet you most of these guys will get it up with some sexual chemistry and on sexual energy. I bet you they will. Dude, you be knowing, man. I'm gonna tell you like this. I never experienced women not wanting to have sex till I got married. Like, my experience was always, and even while I was married, women was wanting me, like, at work. Like, women will want you. Like sometimes women that you ain't did nothing for or want you more than women that you done did everything for. Trust me when I tell you that. Trust me when I tell you that. Y'all know I don't be lying. And y'all know I definitely don't be lying to y'all. Sometimes women that you ain't did nothing for, you ain't paid no bill, you ain't protected them, you ain't took them nowhere, you ain't did nothing. I want you more than the one you did all of that for. That's just how it is with these women, man. And these women, these married women are really, I don't see how it's even a sisterhood. Because a lot of these married women and some of these girlfriends even, their behavior is making it harder for other women who don't have anyone to get somebody. Their ungratefulness. Think of how many men have took themselves off the table. Like, nope. I ain't dealing with them at all. I'm just when I want some sex, I'm going to buy it. And that's what's crazy about these women too. Again, they stand on simps. And when I say simp, stepdaddy, you playing stepdaddy, you dealing with divorced women, you dealing with women with kids, you already. The only way I can see a dude dealing with a woman with kids is if he just don't try to raise them or anything. He like, yeah, you should be nice to them out of respect. But those, you just fully acknowledge that them ain't your kid and you just playing around with the mom. That's the only way I can see it. But you trying to step in, you trying to be a tough guy with their daddy. I wouldn't try to be no tough guy. I'd be like, look, man, I tell him to his face, like, look, man, I don't want no drama. I don't want no drama over her, man, or any woman. Man, after last night, man, give me some dap, man. Thanks for telling me. She yours, dude. I guess my turn is up, huh? It's your turn again? All right, bro. Y'all better realize I could be a bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay dog. And I was finna cross over and be a Q dog when I was in college. But listen, man, these women had you bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay. That's how you survive out here, man. Make you take them serious. Other than that, you don't take them serious. They just for fun. They're for amusement. I think it's something about my voice that makes this thing go off. They're for amusement, man. You start trying to marry them and stuff, you just, like, really, you just putting grief in your heart. Like, my heart was filled with grief, but now I done accepted it. Like, hey, man, as bad as I wouldn't want to live around or leave my kids, what's the alternative? Staying here fighting without fighting? That'll make you sick. I would rather, like, let's say this was a dude. Let's say this is a work situation. And let's say, Me and this dude just have been going back and forth for years. Which it wouldn't have made it to that point because we would have fought. We would have had to fight. Be like, look, man, we either gonna settle this like men, or we gonna talk it through. We gonna settle it like men. We got to do something, man. This little arguing back and forth and having a problem with each other and not solving it, this ain't gonna work. And I would have took him in the back and we would have knuckled up. And if he would have got me, either I would have fought him again, or I would have just been like, man, you won that one, man. Wait, you good now? Okay. But you can't do that with no woman. With women, the Bible tells you to just dwell with them as the weaker vessel. You got to know that they weaker and make your decision. Either you're going to stay with them or you ain't. Either you're going to work with them or you ain't. Like me, in my situation, I worked for a long time. I did. And I'm going to be honest and I'm going to be accountable. I told y'all, like some of my business things failed. But I never cheated or any of that stuff. Money situations are not, I don't look at them as grounds for divorce, and neither does God. You ante up and you work as a team. One reason I was doing that stuff because I knew some of them jobs just wasn't paying enough to get us over the hump. So I was taking risk. Like the time with the vending machines. We finally got the money for some vending machine. It turned out to be a scam, and dude didn't even send us our money back. It was like $200. He was claiming that he was gonna give us 6 vending machines. It was just like a bunch of stuff. Like when the whole network marketing thing, we tried that with a product called Melaleuca. It didn't work. I used to sell specialty merchandise. I was getting some sale, but it wasn't putting me over the hump. Just a lot of stuff. But I don't make no excuses, man. All relationships just don't work. Hardly none of them do. Hardly none of them do. So just understand that your wife, sexless marriage is defined as 1 time or less per week. Some people say 2 times a week. Like if you having sex 2 times a week or less, they say that's basically a sexless marriage. Sleeping in a different room. If your wife is comfortable not having sex with you and sleeping in another room, it could be another dude telling her to do this stuff. And I want you to know, anybody, I don't care, unsubscribe. If you do this kind of stuff, you is a punk. You a HOA ninja. With no game. You ain't got no savvy with the ladies. You just ain't got it, man. You not him. And you're a terrible human being. Crummy, lousy, horrible. You're not good at this human thing. You like a demon. Messing with some dude's wife, or you telling her to keep it tight for you, and so she got him paying the bills. And you either getting it or nobody getting it because you telling her not to do nothing. Let me tell you something. All y'all dudes in sexless marriages, I'm going to give you some options. 1, let things get shaky with your bills. If you don't want to do that, then you either just go ahead and bite that bullet and pay what you got to pay and move out. We got to start standing on these women for doing this, man. And if your kids wonder, man, just wait till they understand and just tell them the truth. Speak to them right now. Get down on one knee and just tell them, Daddy will never leave you. Don't ever believe that. Don't let nobody tell you that. My problem is not with you. I love you. Sometimes you gotta explain to your kids. Because people don't try to get in their head. I told y'all about the dude. He was trying to communicate with his daughter the whole time. And his wife was like basically alienating him from her. I said, man, why you ain't just take her to court? He said that cost too much. And so he said, forget it. Like, shit wasn't nothing to do with me. Cool, I done moved on in my life. I was like, sometimes you have to, man. Because, like, some situations, the woman will make it extremely awkward around your kids. I'm telling you. Like, think about it. Because this is how I look at it. If they try to force me to pay the rent to this house, once I'm gone, I'm keeping the key. I'm not giving up my key. Only way I'm giving up the key is if I ain't got to pay it. Then I don't care. But if I got to pay it, I'm coming anytime I want. Click, click. Come in, she getting smashed, be like, that's funny. That's what you want to do anyway, huh? Where the kids at? I just don't believe in this system, man. You force guys to pay these women. In some cases, women to pay these guys. Just for them to go and do what they could have did with that person with somebody else, and they still gotta pay. That's just a flawed system. They need to do something about that. They do. Like, because a lot of time these women, guys be wanting to have sex. These women they're just talking. You talking. Look, you and him ain't the same. Sometimes these dudes be older. A lot of times these dudes be older than these women, and they be having more of a sexual desire than them. But the catch is they got a sexual desire, just not for you. And I don't believe in being with, again, y'all know me. Y'all know my no matrix philosophy. I just don't believe in staying somewhere you not wanted. Whether it's a job, a person, I've never believed in that, even as a kid. Like, I had friends that if I saw their parents didn't want them to hang around me, I stopped hanging around them. Like, I don't care. I always been like this. I always knew that it's something that's not right with you trying to be around somebody that don't want you around. Like, even, like, I used to always, me and my cousin, we used to always meet up in my grandmother's house. My father's mother. And she started acting like she didn't want me there, so I stopped going over there. Like, it just, like, every week, like, when I stopped, like, right before I stopped, I started noticing, like, a shift in her behavior. Like, she was just being real petty and stuff. And I'm thinking, like, she don't want me over here. So that kind of messed me and my cousin relationship up, even though we still dealt with each other. He started getting in trouble and stuff too. Cause he started staying at home, and he started hanging with dudes from his neighborhood and from his school. When me and him was together, he wasn't never getting in trouble. But I started noticing little stuff she was doing and was saying. And so I stopped like going over there. And I just said, forget it. I always went back and forth to my other grandmother there. But what I started doing is when I didn't go over my other grandmother's house or spend the night over my cousin's house or any of that, like my cousin, he had eventually moved to Racine. And so like when I stopped going, like right around the time I stopped going over there, I started catching the coach bus to Racine, going over there with my auntie, and my auntie never acted like that. She never showed any signs of not wanting me to be over there. So I used to go up there almost every weekend, like for a while. And but that's just how I am. Like a lot of time when I was quitting jobs, it was favoritism. It was stuff like that. Acting like you don't appreciate what I'm bringing. I don't need you. I'm not going to force myself on you. If you don't appreciate what I'm bringing, then I'll bring it to somebody else. Simple. That's why I quit that job. That was the highest paying job I ever had. $30 an hour. But they didn't want to put respect on my name. They just was just acting like they didn't appreciate. That's why people was quitting. Like this how they was. They was coming into every roll call like we losing. Like you ever see in sports how the coach be mad at halftime? That's how they acted every day. And it wasn't like that, believe you me. What a lot of people they was trying their best. And dude even told me, I said, man, why you quitting? He said, man, I'm just tired of this place, man. Nothing is good enough for them. I said, yeah, you're right about that. And I end up quitting practically 3-4 months later than him. So, just know that, man. When you start dealing with this, you got to decide. I'm going to stand on her. But you got to be careful because some of these women will try to say you forcing yourself on them. That's why, me personally, I would say you confront her. You tell her, look, I didn't get married not to have sex. I didn't get married to have weak, pathetic, I don't want to do it sex. If you don't want to do this, just let me know. I get me somebody else. Go get you somebody else. All right. Don't keep arguing with these women, man. If you can't deal with a woman without arguing with her, just don't even talk to her. We men, what I look like? You're around because I chose for you to be around. What I look like arguing with a broad? I start thinking like, why am I arguing all these years? Why have I been arguing with her like this? And I just stopped doing it. Sometimes she was picking, and I end up can't help it. But we rarely talk now, so I said, man, if it ain't about the kids, I ain't really. Because it's always going to be an argument. Like, she'll say something like something like, yeah, Shira 7 said. And then I already know it's just finna jump off. I told y'all I'm back in 96. I ain't taking nothing off these chicks. And I ain't lying to them. If you look, I'm polygynous. You don't like it? That's fine. It's other dudes, man. Social media done messed up the whole dating and marriage and relationship thing. Because like Jason Black was saying last night, they got dudes everywhere that they watch. And they comparing themselves. And they comparing you to them. Don't compare me to none of these ninjas. I tell you what, this will do. You go get them. And I'll move around. Don't prove yourself to these women. Make them prove themselves to you. It's biblical. Remember, either it's biblical or it's demonic. And it ain't no in between. You read the Bible makes it clear that women are to assist men, are to submit to men, are to help men. All that arguing and I'm just going to and all this stuff and tearing up his stuff and all this, that's all demonic. That's the devil. Like they say, it says Sarah, whose daughters you are, if you do well. Read 1 Peter chapter 3. Read 1 Peter chapter 3. And on that, we could end this video.